this is Ilona. Welcome to my channel, Spiritual Giant, and you have found the daily inspirations from the Tao Te Ching. You can find out a little bit more about the Tao Te Ching in the comment section below, and each day I'm going to record one of the inspiration messages. There are 81, and whatever day you're finding is the message that you need. So I'm going to give you the message and then what the channeled message that I received is, and then I will pull a card or two for a message from Spirit on what you might want to take away from that particular Tao message for that day. So the first message is, I choose to enjoy living the great mystery. The Tao that can be named is not the Tao. So that's the actual message from the literature. And again, this is more than 25 centuries old. So the channeled message that I got goes, think not with the ego mind, but with the one, which would be source, the one consciousness. In fact, don't think, just trust your intuition and inspirations to guide you. Knowing is actually not knowing. Within knowing, there is a false sense of control. Within not knowing, there is faith and peace and harmony. For not knowing is the key to unlocking the greatest wonders of the world. When we choose to not know, we choose happiness. Love is the only way home. So that was the channeled message that I got. And so let's talk about this for a second. The actual Tao inspiration is, I choose to enjoy living the great mystery. We get here in these physical bodies and we forget that we are primarily, the larger part of us is a connection or an extension to source energy, one consciousness, God, etc. So living the great mystery means being able to, what it means to me is being able to live in faith, being able to understand that, there is no real mystery. The only thing that we need to know is light and love. So I pulled two cards for this message, and I got the Six of Cups, and I got the Surrender to Miracles. So the message that I'm getting for this daily inspiration, Memories of Love. This Six of Cups is a nostalgia card. It also can deal with children. And so what I'm getting from this card is that, it's about going back to that childlike innocence. So to choose living the great mystery and, looking at this childlike innocence is where we need to focus. We grow up, we go through all of these experiences, we think we know this, and based on experiences we do that. And the reality is that if we return back to the childlike innocence, that is kind of the great mystery is why do we ever leave that? Why do we ever leave that playfulness? Why do we leave that innocence? Why do we leave that fun? Why do we create this sort of more mystery in our lives? Why do we release the ability to surrender to miracles, to create miracles, to be open to miracles? By closing off that innocence, we stop ourselves from seeing miracles in life every single day. So I love the combination here, that we've got these two playful dolphins, and the Six of Cups is really, it's all about returning to that state of mind that is knowing, but not knowing. If you think about it, as a child, you really don't know much, but you know enough to know that life is supposed to be fun, that life is supposed to be an adventure, that it's about creating. Think about how creative we were as children. And so to me, the great mystery is, why do we ever abandon that? Why do we leave that? Why do we turn into adults and decide that now everything has to be serious? That's the great mystery in my mind. You can interpret it. You're free to interpret it however you like. But for me, that is the great mystery, is why do we remove ourselves from this childlike innocence? So in this first day of the Tao inspiration, I love the idea and the message that I don't really do this to tell you what to do. I do it more to tell you what I have done that has worked. And I'm going to be playful today. I'm going to return to the innocence of being a child, where love is the only way home. Think about the love of a child. And here, today I'm recording this on Mother's Day. And so think about the love that a child has for their parents. And that is the great mystery. Why do we remove ourselves from that innocence and from that love? So get back to that place today. Be in a playful space. Be surrendering to miracles. Open your heart. Open your heart to that innocence and that inspiration that you had as a child when you knew everything was possible. There were no limitations. Think about all the limitations you have for yourself right now. Going back to a kid, we didn't have those limitations. We knew who we were without even knowing. You see, there it is, knowing without knowing. We didn't realize in a conceptual way that we were extensions of source energy when we were a kid. I mean, we kind of knew, and we had this inspiration or this instinct that, we came from something great, but we didn't know it intellectually. Now we get into this space and everything is about knowing, knowing, knowing. And, the great mystery is really in not knowing, in just being in love. So I'll leave you with that. I'd love to hear your comments below. And please feel free to like, share, and let me know what you think. And I hope this message finds you on a day that you are inspired to go back to playfulness, go back to innocence. I send you massive love and light. Namaste.